Kemi and Chidi had been living with Auntie Grace for almost a year. Life in the village was peaceful, but the memories of their father, Tunde, still lingered in their minds. They often wondered if he would come looking for them. One sunny morning, while Kemi and Chidi were helping Auntie Grace in the garden, a loud noise startled them. It was the sound of a car engine. They looked up and saw a police car driving into the village. Kemi's heart started pounding. Was it about their father? The car stopped in front of Auntie Grace's house. Two police officers stepped out, along with Mama Nkechi. Mama Nkechi had tears in her eyes, but she was smiling. "Kemi, Chidi," she called. "Come here. I have news." Kemi and Chidi ran to her, their hands trembling. The police officer knelt down to their level. "We found your father," he said. "He was hiding in another town, but someone recognized him and told us where he was. He's been arrested for what he did to your mother. He's going to jail for a very long time." Kemi's eyes widened. He can't hurt us anymore." The officer shook his head. "No, he can't. You're safe now." Chidi clung to Kemi, tears streaming down his face. "Is it really over?" Mama Nkechi hugged him tightly. "Yes, my dears, it's over." After Tunde was arrested, Kemi and Chidi felt a mix of relief and fear. Relief because their father could no longer hurt them, but fear because they didn't know what would happen next. The police explained that Tunde would go to court, and if found guilty, he would go to jail for a very long time. Kemi and Chidi had to go to the court to tell their story. It was scary for them. Kemi held Chidi's hand tightly as they walked into the big, cold courtroom. Everyone was quiet, and the judge sat at the front, looking very serious. When it was Kemi's turn to speak, her voice shook. She told the judge about the night their father hurt their mother. She talked about how scared they were, and how they had to run away. Chidi cried as he listened, and Auntie Grace held him close. The judge listened carefully. When Tunde was brought into the room, Kemi's heart raced. He looked different, smaller, weaker, but his eyes still scared her. He didn't say much, just hung his head low. Finally, the judge said, "Tunde, you have done a terrible thing. You hurt your wife and scared your children. You'll go to jail for many years." Kemi felt a weight lift off her shoulders. Her father couldn't hurt them anymore. But as they left the courtroom, she couldn't stop thinking about her mother. She wished her mother could have been there to see justice done. After the trial, Kemi and Chidi went back to Auntie Grace's house. Life was quieter now, but the memories of their father and mother still haunted them. Kemi often woke up in the middle of the night, screaming from nightmares. Chidi would crawl into her bed, and they would hold each other until they fell back asleep. Auntie Grace did her best to help them heal. She took them to church, where they prayed for their mother's soul. She also enrolled them in school, where they made new friends. But Kemi always felt different from the other children. They didn't understand what she had been through. One day, a boy at school made fun of Chidi for crying during a loud thunderstorm. Kemi saw red. She marched up to the boy and said, "Don't you dare laugh at my brother. You don't know what he's been through." The boy looked shocked and walked away. Chidi hugged Kemi and said, "You're the best sister ever." Kemi smiled, but inside, she felt tired. She was only a child, but she felt like she had to be strong all the time, for Chidi, for herself, and for their mother's memory. When Kemi became a young woman, many men in the village wanted to marry her. She was beautiful, kind, and hardworking. But every time someone asked for her hand in marriage, Kemi would say no. "I don't want to get married," she told Auntie Grace one day. "What if my husband is like my father? What if he hurts me or my children?" Auntie Grace sighed, her heart breaking for Kemi. "Not all men are like your father. My dear, there are good men out there, men who will love and respect you. But I understand your fear. Take your time. You don't have to rush." Kemi nodded, but she couldn't shake the fear. She had seen what love could do, how it could turn into pain and violence. She didn't want to take that risk. One day, a young man named Emeka came to the village. He was tall, with a bright smile and a kind heart. He worked as a teacher in a nearby town and often visited the village to help with community projects. Kemi first noticed him when he helped build a new well for the village. She watched as he laughed and joked with the other workers, his energy lighting up the whole place. Chidi, who was now a teenager, quickly became friends with Emeka. "Kemi, you should talk to him," Chidi said one day. "He's really nice." Kemi shook her head. "I don't want to get close to anyone, Chidi. You know that." But Emeka quickly became friends with Kemi and Chidi, and over time, Kemi began to trust him. Emeka didn't give up. He would often stop by Auntie Grace's house to visit Chidi, and over time, Kemi began to trust him. They would sit under the mango tree, talking for hours. Emeka told her about his dreams of helping children in poor villages, and Kemi shared her fears about love and marriage. "I'm scared," Kemi admitted one evening. "I'm scared of getting hurt again." Emeka took her hand, his eyes filled with understanding. "I would never hurt you, Kemi. I promise. You deserve to be loved and respected, and I will always treat you that way." Kemi looked into his eyes and saw the truth in his words. For the first time in her life, she felt hope. Maybe love didn't have to be scary. Maybe it could be safe and beautiful. Kemi and Emeka got married in a small, joyful ceremony in the village. Chidi stood by Kemi's side, his face beaming with pride. Auntie Grace and Mama and Nkechi were there too, their eyes filled with tears of happiness. As the years went by, Kemi and Emeka built a life together. They had 2 children of their own, a boy and a girl. Kemi made sure they grew up in a home filled with love and laughter. She told them stories about their grandmother, Amina, and taught them to be kind and brave. But Kemi never forgot her past. She knew there were other women and children out there who were suffering, just like she had. She wanted to help them. Kemi started working with an organization that fought against domestic violence. She traveled to different villages, sharing her story and encouraging women to speak out. She taught them how to protect themselves and their children, and she helped them find safe places to go. Chidi, now a young man, joined her in her work. Together, they became a voice for the voiceless, fighting in the cycle of violence that had once destroyed their family. Everyone feels safe and valued. One evening, as Kemi sat under the mango tree with her children, she thought about how far she had come. She had been a scared little girl, hiding from her father's rage. Now, she was a strong, confident woman, making a difference in the world. "Mummy," her daughter asked, "why do you help other women?" Kemi smiled, her heart filled with love. "Because everyone deserves to feel safe and loved, just like you do. And if I can help even one person, then all the pain I went through was worth it." Kemi's story teaches us that no matter how dark the past may be, there is always hope for a brighter future. It shows us the importance of courage, resilience, and the power of love. By speaking out and helping others, we can break the cycle of violence and create a world where Kemi and Chidi's journey is a reminder that we all have the power to make a difference. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Together, we can spread awareness and help end domestic violence. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories, and let's create a world where everyone can live without fear.